What's happening, gang? Yeah, I've got the heater on. I just started up the wood stove. Supposed to get up close to 70 today, but it's definitely not there right now. Looks like I'm still flaming here a little bit. Let me move that log down some. Just got out here not like 3 minutes ago, so get that burning good. And the fan's just blowing through there. It's kind of forced air induction kind of thing. Things are in a little bit of a state in here because, well, I'll have to show you what's going on outside. This massive clump of tore up throw rug was all packed up in here. Now, this mower, you see right there, model year 2016. This thing's only 4 years old. My uncle is so hard on equipment. Just incredible how rough he is on stuff. He's never used the clean out. And the funny thing is, his vehicles, oh, they're always impeccably clean and impeccably serviced. What happened, Uncle? Why don't you treat everything that way? This guy treated his tractor that way. And I'll bet that the oil's low too. We'll check that after a bit. So what's today's video about? It's just a real quick walk around to show you what's going on. Sorry about the heater noise, but it is cold. Here. I will suffer just for you, just for my audience. You can see I've got the front blade off and the grader blade on. I had a neighbor wanting me to scuff up their gravel driveway. I got that taken care of. See the vacuum there? I used the vacuum to get the rest of that mouse nest out of that. But if you think that was a bad mouse nest, you ain't seen nothing yet. You're gonna have to hang on till you see the wheel horse video. I've got Larry coming by. He's the one that owns the gray and burgundy King Midget. He'll be coming by to pick those two mowers up and to drop off two more. Just when I think I'm done, he brings me more. So the one up front had a broken recoil spring, so the one in the back donated to the cause. Why? Well, it's kind of missing something over here. It should look like that. Not like that. Somehow he managed to break the wheel off of it. I think he had a cargo carrier on the back of his vehicle and backed into a flatbed trailer he had sitting there. Didn't realize it, and the mower was sitting on the little cargo tray. The little cargo, I don't even know what you call them. They don't have any wheels or anything. They just slip into the receiver. Cargo carrier, something. But anyway, busted that wheel clean off there. But he was bringing this one over for me to get running. Well, now we don't need to worry about it. We did get that one going. It doesn't have the correct handle on it right now, so I can't cold start it. But the recoil, it's just in there with one set screw on those. On the underneath side, but this is the recoil. That's it right there. And when the safety is on, this gear will not go all the way up. It'll stop right about here, so it will not engage into the flywheel. And the safety is because that mower has rear wheel drive off of a shaft coming off of the engine, and the correct handlebars has an engage and disengage. I can't right now disengage it so that we can test start the engine. So he's going to bring the handle over. We're going to take care of that. All right, you may have seen that sitting over there. And we've got the wheel horse. Wait till you see the wheel horse. And I've already cleaned a bunch out of it, but you'll just be amazed that this engine actually started. And we still have the two Sears. I think what I'm going to do is just make sure I can get both of them running and just let them go. Just get them out of here. Oh, we got a bunny rabbit. Now let's talk about this. This is a 3410 Landlord, Simplicity Landlord 34. No, maybe it's a little newer. Yeah, it might be a little newer. But I had a neighbor pick this up. He's kind of a scrapper type, goes out and buys stuff, and he picked this up. I don't think he gave anything for it, but sent me pictures and asked me about it, and I said, well, it is the 4-speed shuttle, and they're kind of like the bastard children of simplicity. People have a real difficult time getting everything set up down here. Can they be set up correctly? Yes, absolutely. And when they're working right, they're great, because you've got your forward and reverse with just a lever. You know, it'll pull one idler pulley up to the belt to tension it to go forward, and then it'll pull another one on another belt up to go in reverse in any given gear, 1 through 4. So kind of neat in that regard, I guess, but a lot of people just really don't like them. Now, what's it got? That's right, it has been repowered with a Vanguard. I already dated the Vanguard. It was made January 27th of 1999. So I'm going to party like it's 1999. They made up the exhaust. This one back here has a crack, I can see, but they did a really good job making sure that it was very rigidly mounted to the engine. And then they made this really long exhaust pipe to go down and out instead of poking through the hood like the original 12 horse would have had. It's starts and runs great. There's my neighbor. Starts and runs great, but the rest of the tractor is pretty much toast. So I bought that engine for $100. That's it. That's it. Can't beat that. And I love my Vanguards, you guys know that. It even has an oil pressure solenoid on the relocated oil filter. Now, you guys might remember I did the 7116 and turned it into a 7118 by putting a Vanguard in it, and it did not have this type of oil filter. So as you can see, this one clears the frame, and the original one did not. Now looking down, there is some kind of a weird spacer on the, I don't know how they're spacing the engine to get the engine up where it needs to be, but they just used really long spacers on the drive shaft. They didn't put the coupler on that it should have had. So we're gonna test run this engine again. Then after we test run it again, we are going to pull it out of the frame, and then the carcass is going back over to Dave, so he can look forward to getting all the weight out of it. He's already made more on this than he will for scrap, just by me buying the engine off of him. And I'll buy a twin Vanguard for $100 all day, every day, absolutely. And this may end up in something, and it may not. Well, I mean, it's going to end up in something, but whether I keep it or not is another question. Oh yeah, really small, I don't know if you can see, but here's the bottom of the block, and then a really small diameter spacer. That's crazy. Just precariously perched. But I guess it worked, because this looks like a very well loved engine. And here's our engine numbers and everything, if they'll show up. So anyway, that's where we're at. Lots to do. Still have to get Miss Zippo's leak taken care of. So I believe that's what I'm going to do today after I get done with this quick little update video with you guys. I was out here day before yesterday. I was out here on Monday. That's when I worked on the Lawn Boys. I did shoot video, but it helps if you push the record button. So I didn't get anything for the repair on that. So sorry. This one, the drive stopped working, and obviously it was having other issues going on in here. Fortunately, it did not chew through the spark plug wire. I already cleaned the spark plug, stick it back. I've got spark back. It didn't have spark, so now it does have spark, and we're going to figure out if we can get the drive going. The belt's still on. My guess is the underneath side of this thing is just so jam-packed with grass that I think that's all that's wrong with it. So I'll tear into that, and then we're going to tear into the Cub Cadet and see what we can do as far as pulling the whole rear pan off, the oil pan and the rear plate that's behind it, which is going to require disconnecting the brakes and doing a few other things to get those U-bolts off. And I think what I'm going to do is just leave it on the ground. That's my easiest solution. Just leave it on the ground. The weight of the tractor will hold the axle in place, and I won't have to worry about disconnecting all those Blue Million hoses. And then I get asked all the time about my lift. All the time about my lift. Right there. Handy Move International. It has an electric actuator, a 24 volt DC electric actuator, a up-down remote. It has a shut-off button, which I always shut off when I'm not using it. There are two 12 volt batteries run to produce the 24 volts, and it's as simple as, let's see if we can do it this way. Up it goes, and down it goes. It has a 470 pound weight limit or something to that effect, so it's a very, very, very handy tool. So if you guys like this one, they also have hand pump types, which is what I had for many years before I came across this one. This one was actually to fulfill a bill that a neighbor blew up their engine, needed another engine, and I said, okay, well, I know you don't have the money, so let's see what we can trade. And I traded this lift for the engine and the labor to put the engine in. So I've been rambling on for almost 13 minutes. I still have that winch and that light bar right there to go on the big trailer sitting outside for the pawn shop. I think Kyle's just plumb forgotten that he even owns that trailer. I keep forgetting about it because it's out of sight. It's in the back of the yard, in the backyard. But that's it. I'm gonna get busy, get working, and quit rambling on. There's an update. I have been out here pretty regularly. This is the second day this week I've been out. I had to rest yesterday. Turned my head the wrong way and aggravated my neck. So still working through that a bit, so I'll be really careful today. But one thing, the engine's coming out of that. Going to work on getting the drive unit going on this and get the oil pan and rear plate off of this. So you'll see some videos. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Please hit like, share, subscribe. Do whatever you think's right. We'll holler at you later. I'm out. Alright, well, maybe you can hear something running outside. We're just sitting here putting along, purring like a kitten. Bevel gearbox is bad, so it's making a bunch of racket. But let's get up close to the engine. It's super quiet, too. Happy with that. No smoke. Running really, really good. Nice, good, quiet engine. There's only one problem with it. I can't shut it off. There's no kill switch. Here's the kill wire. We will see if we can just kill it with the starter button. How about that? So here. Off. So where it all goes. Matter? Doesn't matter. Right here. And hit the button. Good running little engine. Super happy about that. Right on. Beaching. All right. I'll just tack this on to the end of the long-winded video. I just ran out here real quick to see if she'd start. Sure enough, runs awesome. Good way to spend $100 during the quarantine, right? All right, gang. Later. Well, I may as well throw this in there too. Now remember, this is the wheel horse. This engine runs. Okay? Bear that in mind. Now, like I said, I have cleaned a lot of the nest out of there, but look how packed these fins are. Just completely packed. My voice is echoing under the but even the fins on the head, just totally and completely knockered, as Nick would say. Just incredible. You can see all the oxidization that's going on there. That is all due to mouse urine. The bottom of the head doesn't look too bad, but up here it's just nasty. So I'm actually just going to take the engine out. It'd be easier for me to clean it out than in, but we'll just do a quick after video on that when I get to it, which hopefully will be this week yet. So anyway, and this is my uncle's also. You saw how bad a shape that Husqvarna push mower's in. He takes about as good a care of this as he does that. Now this one he actually does wipe the fenders and the hood. That's all. Just the fenders and the hood. So I'm also going to get under there and sharpen those blades and take care of all that stuff. Since I've got this wonderful blade sharpener from David. Thank you again, kind sir. Greatly appreciated. But I'll stuff this one in the babbling what's going on video as well. Later, guys.